Cześć, tutaj Paweł Leszczyński ze Stowarzyszenia Wolny Craft. Przyjechaliśmy tutaj do Camini, jeden z najdalej wysuniętych punktów w Europie, na samym północy Portugalii. Zaraz za nami jest granica z Hiszpanią i tam za dużą ilością mgły czai się wielka góra, której w tej chwili nie widać. Jest to najszerszy moment rzeki, który ma około 2 km i zaraz za nim zaczyna się Hiszpania. Dawno temu Caminha była małą wioską rybacką, a dzisiaj jest całkiem dobrze prosperującym miastem, do którego przyjeżdża dosyć dużo turystów, chociaż można powiedzieć, że w porównaniu z pozostałymi miastami Portugalii jest jeszcze nieodkryta. Mnóstwo urokliwych restauracji, bardzo fajne miejsca, kościół, no i przede wszystkim dużo zieleni, której na południu Portugalii nie ma aż tak wiele. Odbywa się tutaj najstarszy w Portugalii festiwal rockowy, no i od 7 lat, czy 8, nie jestem pewien w tej chwili, Artbeerfest Caminha, czyli festiwal piwa rzemieślniczego. Byliśmy tutaj z Jackiem Materskim, Pintą i paroma przyjaciółmi 7 lat temu, strasznie dawno. Wiele się od tego czasu zmieniło w piwie rzemieślniczym, zarówno w tym portugalskim, jak i tym polskim. Sporo się także pozmieniało w naszych głowach. Bardzo polecam Wam odwiedzenie tego festiwalu, bo to jest bardziej stan umysłu i po prostu dobra impreza, okraszona doskonałym piwem rzemieślniczym, a nie tylko właśnie taki zwykły festiwal piwa. Polecam także, żebyście przy okazji zwiedzili Porto. W Porto też Octavio Costa, organizator pochodzący stąd właśnie z Camini, organizuje kolejny festiwal piwa Port. To miasto także możemy polecić, żeby je przy okazji zwiedzić, bo jest naprawdę przepiękne. Caminha jest bardzo starym miasteczkiem, przebudowanym fortem, który właśnie bronił się przed Hiszpanami, między innymi piratami z oceanu. Każdy domek jest tutaj zupełnie inny. Są naprawdę niesamowite szczegóły architektoniczne, jeżeli ktoś lubi azulejos, takie małe, zdobione, portugalskie kafelki zdobiące domy, na pewno znajdzie coś tutaj dla siebie. Przyjechały tutaj browary, no oczywiście najlepsze browary portugalskie, ich najciekawsze piwa. Portugalczycy poza nową falą specjalizują się w ciekawych piwach leżakowanych w beczkach, po ich alkoholach, ale także przyjechali goście z Serbii, Finlandii, Niemiec, Anglii, można wymieniać długo, Kopenhagi. Naprawdę bardzo ciekawe browary, zresztą o wielu z nich słyszeliście. Zobaczcie, jak bawi się Portugalia, bo jest to absolutnie niesamowite. Przy tym jest też mnóstwo doskonałego jedzenia. With me it's Ster with a Schneel Euler.
Perfect.
Thank you. What does it mean?
It's snow owl in German.
Is your beer sour?
Yes. All of the beers are sour.
What kind of beers do you brew normally?
So we only make Berliner Weisse, which has to be 3.5%. Brezenweisses, Taschenweisses, and our yeast strains. If the beer is higher than 3.5%, it will be a wild ale. But technically it's only Berliner Weisses. But based on the percentage level, we can't call all of them Berliner Weisse.
Okay, and when I approached you for the first time, you told me that you are the only brewery that makes a true Berliner Weisse. And why is that?
So my boss cultivated yeast strains from like 50-year-old bottles. So it's actually an original Berliner Weisse yeast strain. And we're the only brewery that makes it in Berlin, obviously. Traditionally made as they would hundreds of years ago. They also, as I just said, can't be over 3.5%. Most breweries, they make them higher, which makes them not a Berliner Weisse. Let's say it's like champagne. You can make something like champagne, but you can't really call it champagne if you're not in the region and doing it slightly different. And most breweries that have Berliner Weisse, it's a kettle sour.
Our Grodziske was also called the beer champagne because it was very sparkly, much more than your beer actually, and because of the reason like 4% of the bottles were exploding directly in the cellar maturing. I heard that in some cases to the Berliner Weisse, special herbs were used. Do you use some or it just...
The plain Berliner Weisse is without herbs or fruit or whatever. They used to put the syrup in, the red or green, but that's actually only for children because Berliner Weisse is sour. People would drink it as water because the water wasn't good enough to drink. So the syrup is kind of for children to make it more sweet. If a grown-up would drink Berliner Weisse, it's either straight or with a shot. But never ever put red or green in a Berliner Weisse. If you have to put it in, it's not a good one.
Unfortunately, in Poland, it's very common to put sweet syrup inside of the beer, and it's very common, especially among ladies. But in the craft beer movement, we were against that until sweet beers became very, very popular, and then everyone does that, but they call it in a fancy way, all the pastry sour, yeah. So yeah, but I tried your Berliner Weisse, the true version. This is one with the ginger and habanero, which was very good as well.
Thank you.
But a little bit too spicy for me. But I think that with the meal it would be really great. So thanks for that, and cheers for one of the best beers for me on the festival.
Thank you.
I could drink it for a whole day.
Do it.
And what do you like the most about this exact festival?
I like how everything is so casual, and it's just nice to meet other breweries. Like a lot of them haven't seen in a while. It's just nice to meet friends, which is cool.
Great. And did you experience some of the beer that really surprised you or inspired you in a way?
I really like Dua. They're from, where are they from again? Estonia, I think. Yeah, the Grisette on tap yesterday. It was absolutely delicious. I think that's the beer of the festival for me.
Okay. I'll be very happy to try their other beers.
The Grisette was absolutely delicious. And no one really makes Grisette anymore. And also a female brewer, which is cool.
Okay, great. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for wonderful beer on the festival.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, in Serbia, the people are used to make their own brandy and make their own wine. So you can imagine we have a lot of small distilleries and small wineries that do pretty good stuff, and they have different kind of very good barrels. So we did Saison in wine barrels. We split it on the thirds. We used 3 barrels with sherry, 3 barrels with mixed berry, blackberry, Yosta berry, blackcurrant, and so, and 3 barrels to be single. And we did Imperial Stout in Serbian Vinjak, that's basically the cognac barrels, and I think it's amazing, you know. First time for me, but
You released that recently, like a few weeks ago, or
Yeah.
Vladimir told me that you will release the new one next week, actually.
yeah, the stout was 2 weeks ago. The cherry, saison with cherries was last week ago, and on Tuesday, I think it will be mixed berries.
And do you think it would be possible to try your beers in Poland? You need an importer.
We need an importer, and that's a question for Vladimir because he's doing that kind of stuff, you know. He's the guy that spreads the dogma across the world.
And how did you get here? By plane or by train?
By plane, the 5+ hours flight to Munich. So yeah, no, not by car. No. It would be too much.
And what was the inspiration for you with this Helles beer?
Yeah, we had a Euro trip, small Euro trip. We went 6,000 kilometers by car, and we went to Italy, did some collaborations to France, did a festival and a collaboration, went to Netherlands, to Belgium, and afterwards, when we finished the job, we went through Germany to enjoy ourselves, drink Kelch, been to Franconia, drink some local beers, enjoy ourselves, and we went to Munich and trying their beers fresh at the tap. You know, he gave some ideas for our Munich.
And this is a great beer with a good inspiration, I guess.
Yeah.
And what do you think is the most important factor in brewing a good Munich? Despite having like 400-year-old brewery within your family.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for Helles are water and patience, because you need to let it condition really well, to let it be on his own, you know, carbonate it slowly and everything, and just try it, and when you are happy, then release it, because you cannot rush a Helles. That's a...
In one English book I read that traditionally beer in Germany was made out of hops, yeast, water and malt, of course.
Yeah.
But the traditional craft beer approach needs 7 ingredients, and this is water, hop, yeast, malt, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube as well.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much true, you know.
But this beer defends itself. Thank you for sharing, and I will be very happy to try your other beers.
Thanks.
Congrats. And thank you for talking for a while.
Thank you.
Okay, so with me is Luis Figueira.
Yeah?
From Dois Corvos.
Corvos, yeah.
Leave me for 2 years and I'll be better with all those names. I'm really awful with it. And first question I wanted to ask you, why your taps are in the direction of the people, and you're not standing here and not behind them like most of the brewers here.
Okay, so our idea is to have a close relationship with our customers, and you want to be as close as possible and party with them. So this is Caminha, a beautiful village, and we are in the party environment. So this is the best, easiest place to be, next to your customers.
And I was at your last party at your brewery. You had your 6th birthday.
7, actually.
Seven. My bad. So because I was here in Caminha 7 years ago when your brewery started running, and it was a little bit too early for you to come. The level of the beer here was very poor, same as in Poland, unfortunately. But right now I tried some of your beers, and they are really, really great. And from which of the beers are you the most proud of? Which are the best sellers?
Well, that's a tough question. I mean, we have been doing some amazing collabs with some friends, and In the brewing industry, the learning process is try, repeat, improve your beers over and over. It's every time you are learning. So I think I'm really proud of the collabs with our friends from the Netherlands. I cannot pronounce that name. The Moorstel, doing collabs with people like Rufus and Basqueland. I mean, you're always learning from them, and I think they learn with us. So we improve our beers together. So and we have fun, of course. So that's great.
Susanna told me that this is her favorite beer festival, and how is it about you?
Sorry?
Susanna told me that this is her favorite beer festival.
Well,
how about you?
This is home. I mean, this is where my heart is, and every year I want to come back. I'm always like counting the days for the next Caminha festival. So
it was really hard because of the COVID. We had a big break, unfortunately. But for me, it's more like a great party with friends than a beer festival.
There you go. It's like you come here, and the first thing that you do when you arrive is look for your friends, give them a big hug, a big kiss, and well, let's go on and party together. That's what we love. So, and thank you so much for coming. You guys are always welcome.
Thank you. We're having a lot of fun. Which of your beers would you recommend right now for us to try?
So
maybe
at the moment we got like the Bière de Solaire, that is a pilsner. This is like a dry hop version of our regular pilsner.
Can I try a little bit? I tried your normal pilsner at your birthday, but I haven't had a chance to try
the dry hop version of it. So there you go.
But it really amazed me when we were in Lisbon. We had like 40 degrees Celsius, and you had so many good sour normal beers that were like 10 degrees. So it was, people do drink that in Lisbon as well.
Yeah, I mean, people are crazy for beer nowadays. Oh, thank God. I mean, in the past, Portugal was like a desert for beer. We only had Sagres and Superboc. And well, now you have 100 different brands, and the quality of the beers is improving on the right direction. So that's really good.
I heard that you're selling a lot of beer in the brewery and outside the brewery, like 80% of your stock. Do you treat this festival commercially, like you sell a lot of beer, or you're opening a new market, or more you're coming here just to have fun with our friends around, looking for new collabs?
I mean, definitely finding new collabs, getting to know new brewers, and I mean, you need to be close to your customers. Again, you only exist as a brewery to serve beer to your customers. So you need to be here with a team, not with an outsider, with someone that was just hired for the festival. You need to have the contact with the people, hearing if they're enjoying the beer, what they like it and don't like about the beer. This is the only way to improve, is hearing from your from your customers.
And my favorite beers from Deutsch Corvos are the one from the barrels, and especially in our very winter climate. And what kind of barrels do you use? I tried the Porto barrels, which are unique for Portugal, of course, but what are the other barrels you specialize in?
Okay, so we are in a wine country, so we are very lucky to get like the barrels from the generous wines, like Carcavelos wine, that is pretty much like the port wine, but from the Lisbon area. It has a very short, and they are very rare to find. So I really love that Carcavelos barrels, and also the Muscatel, that is another wine closer to Lisbon. Now we are also taking some red wines, white wines, barrels, but I mean everything that we think that will increase the value of the beer and give it better taste and better flavor, we go after them, and we try to do the best beer we can.
many nations are known for their special beers or their special approach for the beer. And do you think that Portuguese have this kind of a special approach? What is unique about Portuguese beer?
Well, I mean,
The there is such a thing.
The barrels are like something that you get easily, but anyone can buy the Portuguese barrels. I don't think there's anything really unique about the Portuguese beer. We are not a beer country, but we are eager to learn, and we are eager to experiment and try different approaches to the beer scene. So I don't think we have anything that will make our beer really different from other people, except that we love beer and we like to try and experiment and make crazy things.
This was actually a big surprise for me when I learned from Pavel Novak that most of more people drink beer here than wine. I thought that you were more, well, of course this is not a craft beer, but keeping fingers crossed, I hope this will change real soon.
Hopefully, and with the help of the people like you that are helping us grow the beer culture everywhere in the world. I mean, the sooner the better. I mean, hopefully in 5 years when you talk again, we see more people asking for craft beer, more people here, more people everywhere drinking craft beer.
I'm a big fan not only of the beer but of the atmosphere and the people surrounding it. So this is for me a unique place, and the same is for your brewery and what you're doing. So congrats. This is a.
Thank you so much. Give me a hug, come here.
Thank you. This is really amazing.
Again, cheers.
Cheers. Let's hope that we meet again pretty soon.
Obrigado.
Blanca, we met in extraordinary circumstances 7 years ago. As we counted, it was before the Caminha festival actually, because we were going here with my then girlfriend by car to here, to Portugal. And we met totally by accident, just sleeping next to your bar, which was perfect. You brew a fantastic beer with Frank Delegado, and we had a wonderful time together. Then you went to Poland to taste the true lager, and now you're back here due to really even stranger circumstances, and right now with your partner, soon to be husband, keeping fingers crossed because he looks very handsome. He didn't have a chance to talk, but he looks like a great guy, and because you choose him, he needs to be the best. And you're opening a new brewery. You open a brewery, and you're doing some unique beer. I tried a little bit of this. This is Grisette, one of your basic beers, which is totally awesome and really unique. And could you tell us why this is so one in the world?
Yeah, we started thinking this project 2 years ago when the pandemic started. I say goodbye to my last project, and I was with Semilla from Juguetes Perdidos from Argentina, and we started to think to brew a new beer, innovating beer, with something special from Asturias. And found
Asturias is famous for
by the natural cider. We produce a lot of cider there, and we drink all the cider. We don't sell outside from Asturias.
I remember that next street to your brewery, there was a street famous for ciders, and they were poured everywhere.
Cascona is the name, and still is there. And we start to think in a beer local, so with a local component and global. because we can brew Dua, the name of the brand, in everywhere in the world, but always is local beer. Yeah, it's very special.
So you use the yeast from the cider from apples?
We took the yeast from the natural cider cellar 1 year ago in October when the fermentation of the cider was exploding, and we make a cool chip method to take the yeast from the cider.
So you put the cool chip in the yeast in the cider cellar.
Yeah, and we took the yeast, and now we ferment the beer with French saison yeast in the fermentation tank, and then we put the special yeast just before can the beer in the can, directly to the can with a small quantity of sugar, and the beer ferment in the can. And this is the reason, because it's too much sparkling in the can. If you touch it, it's
very gassy.
Very gassy. It's impossible to do this if you use another method.
Maybe in the bottle, but I'm really. This is not the taste and the smell. It's not similar to Asturian ciders.
No.
Asturian ciders are clean, a little bit sulfury, very sparkling.
Acid, and this beer is not acid.
This is also the reason
It's
why
dry.
you pour it from the height to lose the sulfuric aroma.
Yeah.
This tastes much more like English cider varieties.
Yeah.
It's not sour. It's tart. It smells like Brettanomyces, funky.
It has all the shit. Brettanomyces, everything inside. But when you taste this beer and it's very young, you can remember the peel of a red apple. Yeah. And after 8 months, you can start to feel the Brettanomyces. Yeah, this is the young.
So what I am drinking, I already feel the Brettanomyces, so it's over 8 months old.
Yeah. This was canned, not this, but the Grisette and Ambré was canned in January of this
And
year.
we have the beer style Grisette, but I'm not sure if we were thinking about the same beer. And is this, what would you say is Grisette?
It's very difficult to define this style because Grisette Saison is very big style. Yeah, you can you can to go there or there and still is Saison. Yeah?
So what would you say?
Grisette is a Saison table beer with low alcohol. This Grisette and Ambré has 4 degrees alcohol, so it's very soft, but it's very complex in aroma. Yeah, this is what we want.
And this is a beer that you just sit, discuss, and drink while meeting your friends, or does it go well with Asturian food or some other customs?
Both. It's for every moment.
And how big is your brewery?
No, I actually I don't have brewery.
Okay, so
I had 2, and I don't want more. So we brew.
But before, I must tell that to our listeners that before that we're specializing, first of all, in black beers similar to the Guinness. You had a bar in which there were a lot of live music.
I had an Irish pub, brew pub, the first of Asturias, and then I started a new brewer life.
And you were brewing, and also we were brewing a lot of lagers, clean, crispy.
Yeah, I love brew lagers, but after many years, I wanted to brew a new beer.
Thank